The bill is clear that the Prime Minister will be mandated to seek the extension in accordance with the motion that we hope will be brought forward tomorrow, and it also allows, as a result of the amendment that has been put forward, the Prime Minister to seek further extensions and also to be able to accept extensions, subject to those extensions not being less than the 22nd of May. Amendments 1 and 2 ensure that any delay tonight past midnight does not prevent any debate on the motion tomorrow. Amendment 3 allows other ministers other than the Prime Minister to table the motion. That is, I think, sensible to ensure that this debate does not disrupt any negotiations the Prime Minister needs to be taking tomorrow with other governments. Amendments 4 and 5 work together in order to ensure that the Prime Minister does have that flexibility in the negotiations. I won't. I've given away. There is very little time. No, I won't. I've given away many times. Amendments 4 and 5 together ensure that the Prime Minister can take those decisions in Council, subject to it not being beyond May the 20th, subject to it not being less than May the 22nd, in order to ensure that there is no legal uncertainty about the Council negotiations and decisions themselves, and in order to ensure we do not inadvertently end up with a no-deal situation as a result of confusion over the amendments, over the legal process. So I think that as a result of this, these measures together do improve the bill, and we should accept those motions from the Lords. I would resist the motions that have been put forward by honourable members, which limit and would conflict even with the Prime Minister's letter that she has already sent to the EU Council. I don't think that would be a sensible thing to do, and I hope that the Government will also be resisting the amendments that have been put forward in the Commons to the Lords' amendments. I would just finally seek one further reassurance from the Minister, which has been given in the other place, which is in the circumstances, given that the Amendment 4 and 5 have been accepted from the Lords, that does mean that there is some uncertainty about what might happen should the Prime Minister not reach any agreement at all in the EU Council deliberations. I would hope he will be able to assure the House that in those unusual and, we hope, circumstances that will not arise, but in those exceptional circumstances, that the Government would, of course, come back to the House immediately with a motion for debate, because in those circumstances we would obviously be facing the very urgent situation of potentially leaving without a deal, and that has already, as the Ministers know, been comprehensively rejected by a huge majority in this House, and it would clearly be unacceptable for the Government to simply allow us to drift into no deal without a further motion being put forward to this House in time before we reach exit day. Mr. Speaker, we know that this obviously has been a very unusual and unprecedented circumstances. I know that there are strong feelings around this, but I do hope that we have been able to hold these debates in a very thoughtful way and in a considered way, and we have just an hour in order to be able to debate these Lords' amendments, and I want to ensure that all members can put their motions, and on that basis, Mr. Speaker, I move that the House